Hey, I'm Henry, and 2021 was a big year for videos that I made. I made videos, I made more videos, and I made some big ones too. So I'm gonna talk about them because I don't know. I made enough videos, I think, last year that have some fun fact details about them that I think it'll be kind of interesting to talk about them and look back and just see what they are and look to the future afterwards, because why not? It's my channel, it's my video, I can do it. So let's start at the back with January of 2021. I know it seems like a year ago. It's as if it was, because it was. Initially, that first video I made in the year, when I marginally played a horror game, that was the second time I had to record that, because the first time something happened. Didn't go well. It didn't work out, is what I'm trying to say. And that sucks. But, you know, stuff happens. So I just went back in again and I filmed it again and it turned out pretty good, I think. It actually worked and it was fun to make. And initially, I wanted to make more. So I went on the site, which was, I believe, itch.io, and I found more games. And originally I was gonna make another one about another game. Every other game that I found there was pretty bad. There were some other ones that I found, like one about this red fridge that was pretty good, but there were just no instructions on how to actually beat the game, so I couldn't actually, play it, because they're all pretty short games, so it wouldn't be really that interesting if I didn't actually finish the game. So, of course, the idea of playing small little horror games died out. But then, of course, there was the KFC dating sim, which naturally I needed to play. And I thought it fit into that. So I played that a bit. I did a couple speed drawings because I wanted to draw more. And I played this little upcoming game that I had heard about, Friday Night Funking, which, fun thing, also had a mishap with the recording. That is why I had to say in the video that it is one of my first times playing it, because I had only just played it earlier that day, and of course when I went to edit it, something had happened. It just wasn't as good, and I couldn't tell what it was, but nothing really was legible, nothing could be heard really, so I was just like, well, god damn it, gotta go back in with OBS and fail at this game again. I'm not very good at Friday Night Funkin', I know that. Then we have one of my favorite videos I made last year. I can believe it. The butter video. Yep. See, this video I made whilst I was up on a trip to Mammoth with my partner and my friend, and it was a lot of fun. It was actually my friend Oscar's idea, and he was like, what if you made a video about this being butter? And I was just like, I like that. I cannot believe it. So we started making it, and originally the whole ending was just going to be me scooping my hand and just eating it from the tub. But then I thought that was kind of gross and less funny than if I just ate a bite slowly and methodically and then just finally said, I can't believe it. And then the video just ends. And I think it turned out pretty good. If you listen carefully to the scene where I'm eating the actual toast, you can hear Gabby, who's holding the camera up, trying their best not to laugh because it was funny. And you can see I was smiling too. I was really trying not to laugh, but I didn't want to have to toast a whole nother thing of toast. So we really only had that one shot. It was a lot of fun to make, and I really liked it. And it just goes to show that working with your friends on videos that you think are fun turns out to be pretty fun. But of course, that spawned the video I See, which was a video based on one pun. I do love puns dearly, but also originally I was gonna make more of these videos based on puns, but I figured one, maybe two was more than enough. But then of course, there was my Demon Slayer movie review, which got an absurd amount of views. I don't know what happened, if I just released it at the right time, but I really liked that movie. And it was a really, really good movie. I heard that they kind of retconned a few things and changed it with season 2 of Demon Slayer. I haven't had the chance to watch it yet, but that kind of sucks because the movie was just absolutely amazing. And legitimately, go watch it. Even if it's no longer canon or whatever, it's such a good movie. And then, of course, I had to wait a month because I was making a big review of Evangelion. I love Evangelion, but dear Lord, I bit off a lot, and it took me that entire month to make the video. Yeah, there were other things I was doing, but most of my free time in that month was just going towards making the Eva video, which, by the way, is also my only video with a copyright claim because I play the Evangelion theme, A Cruel Angel's Thesis, throughout at the start. But seriously, that video, I poured so much time and so much money too. I bought a lot of figures, which yes, I just wanted to own, but also I made the excuse that they were for the video. It worked. And of course, I still love Evangelion. It's still my favorite anime, and I still have a whole shelf dedicated to it where I just keep the Evangelion stuff that is from that video and that I've collected since then. Legitimately, it's such a good show, and if you haven't seen Evangelion, watch my review, but first watch the actual show, and still watch my review. That video I still really like. But then after the Evangelion review, those next videos from then until Party On were kinda just made so I could make 10 videos at least. See, I wanted Party On to be my 100th video, and when I realized I was like 10 away from that, I figured, cool, I can make 10 videos just so I can have Party On be number 100. So you can see certain videos in there like Something Is Missing were literally just made to fill the time, but there were still some pretty good ones in there, I feel. The Caking a Bake video, still legitimately one of my favorite videos I've ever made. I seriously love that video with all my heart. It is just funny, and me and Gabby had a lot of fun making it, and it was just a nice experience. We went out and got McDonald's while we were waiting for the cake to cool, and we had a fun time with the BTS meal, and it was just fun. It was just fun and funny, and it was a good time. Same thing sort of with a casual Minecraft video. That was just me going about my Minecraft world that I had with a couple friends and my partner, and just having fun. And it was just fun. It was just me just going about doing a couple chores, and I just wanted to be more calm and relaxed, and that's what it ended up being. I really like the part where I just sat for a while looking at the Minecraft sunset, because yeah, while I was still filming, I wasn't thinking about that. Well, I was just thinking about were memories of old Minecraft games I've played, of old Minecraft YouTubers, of what the game meant to me and what doing what I was then meant to me now. It was one of my favorite videos I've made, seriously. Though I do recognize that I had the volume of my mic way too low, you legitimately can barely hear me throughout that video. Whoopsie daisy! Then of course, we get to the big one, or at least one of the big ones for this year. Party On. Party On was a big video, okay? A lot of thought, a lot of time, and a lot of preparation went into that. So there's a bunch of things I could say. First up, the story changed drastically from development to release. Initially, there was gonna be things about irradiated rivers and the world being poisoned and the Moshi Monsters Motion Theme Park Limited Edition for the Nintendo 3DS, yes, I have to say the full name every time, was gonna get irradiated somehow and grow to be a kaiju-sized monster where I'd have an anime-style fight with it. Yeah, that was the plot initially. But I decided to shelve that idea and do a kaiju-type thing way later on when I had the budget. I was planning on using like B-movie style like effects, like cardboard miniatures and a fake city and backdrops, but I decided I'd rather save that idea for a later video. And then it changed again because initially I was gonna have it be a dinner type party where I talked about party games with Oscar and Gabby and myself, and Moshi Monsters Motion Theme Park Limited Edition for the Nintendo 3DS was going to be like a Phantom of the Opera type character up in the rafters causing mischief and mayhem, and then there was going to be a big fight. And then I took that idea and I was going to have one where I was being like led on by Moshi Monsters Motion Theme Park Limited Edition for the Nintendo 3DS, who had now a robotic type body. And I was going to have it be that it was manipulating me and controlling me so that it could get closer to me and finish what it had started, killing Oscar and myself. But then I settled on the much simpler, much more fun plot, I think, of it had possessed my friend because a cult took over my friend's body with the game. And it was super obvious, and I just was oblivious. That was the joke. And honestly, I had a lot more fun with it. We filmed it behind an Albertsons that had a bit of colorful graffiti on it, which I didn't notice until after we filmed everything. Thank you, Oscar, for pointing that out then. It was a lot of fun to film. We had a bunch of jokes. We kept trying to avoid getting hit by cars because, yeah, that is a driveway that we were in. Fun fact, that was fun. During the filming, we had a bit of a fun thing where everyone would try running up the wall because why not? It was just fun. So there are now footprints on that wall from when we did that. We had a lot of fun just doing the fight scene, doing all the jokes. And there is somewhere a 7-minute recording of us trying to get out one line. That is not a joke. We had to stop that recording because it was getting too big. There is somewhere a 7-minute recording of us fumbling just one line. And then, of course, when we turned the cameras on again, instantly got it. Why not? It was just a fun video to make. And you may not know this, but a couple of those scenes were filmed at a different time. The fight scene between me and Oscar at the end has some shots of the fishing rod and the sword going from the top. And, well, that scene is just me holding the fishing rod and the sword and clashing them together over my camera because I thought the fight scene wasn't long and wasn't good enough. And then, of course, there's the scenes where it's just me up at Albertsons. I had to film those after the fact because I completely forgot to film those scenes. I just entirely left them out for some reason. No clue why. The whole bit with Wario and Yoshi with the Mario Party was actually inspired by that Mammoth trip where we filmed the Margarine video. Yeah, we played Mario Party there and we had an AI Wario at one point and an AI Yoshi, and they always won, and it was so infuriating. So I thought, I'll work that into the script. It's about party games. But seriously, that's legitimately one of the most fun times I've ever had filming a video. I actually really, really like that video. After Party On, there wasn't that many videos left in the year. 2021, I didn't make a video every week. And honestly, I think that was for the best because there's only legitimately like 1, maybe 2 videos that I actually didn't like in the whole year. And that was when I was trying to make 10 total videos so that Party On could be the 100th. I think not having a stricter schedule like that was really helpful to me actually enjoying each video that I made. But after Party On, there was Henepp Health Hack Stabbed. This video was inspired by a joke, which was inspired by a meme. Me and Oscar were joking about that one meme that's like, hey YouTube, maybe don't play that Red Lobster ad before a video on the Heimlich maneuver, and then YouTube replies, hey, YouTube Premium's a thing. And we were making a joke about that, of what if there was like a video that was a health tutorial that was just covered in sponsorships. So that's why that is a 7-minute video of me doing fake ad reads, which I think proves I can do an ad read. I could do the best sponsorship, I think, for 7 minutes. Because I've already done it for Audible, for Blue Apron, for Raid Shadow Legends, except they were slightly different because I didn't want to actually promote much in that. And I gave legitimate health advice, put pressure on it, call 911. Then, of course, there was The Haunt of Moshi Monsters, which technically the full name should be The Haunt of Moshi Monsters Motion Theme Park Limited Edition for the Nintendo 3DS. But I digress. This video was different in a few ways. First off, the most notable of which, it doesn't have a tie together. That's what I refer to as like Party On talking about party games, or the Creepypastas Part 2 talking about creepypastas. It doesn't have a tie together. All it has is a plot. It's just a short film, which honestly, I really liked. I liked just having the freedom of it being just, here's a story. We're doing the story. There doesn't have to be a tie together of, oh, story beat, party games. Story beat, video game talk. Story beat, stuff. There wasn't that beat blank, beat blank, beat blank. It was just beat, beat, beat. Which honestly, I preferred. However, what's also different about this video is the time that went into it. See, I made this video very rushed. By very rushed, I mean I was uploading it to YouTube on October 30th, the day before it came out. Party On was at least uploaded to YouTube 2 days before it came out, just so I could make sure everything was all right and ready. Yeah, it was a touch rushed. But that doesn't change that I think that video is my favorite of the entire Moshi Monsters trilogy. I absolutely adore that video. Yes, I do wish that it was a bit longer, and yeah, not everything worked out great, and yeah, the structure behind it, not the best. I released a video called We Interrupt This Program, which, by the way, that title is a reference to Courage the Cowardly Dog. I love that show. But I released that on October 21st, the day before my birthday. What a fun time. Then 2 days after that, we filmed The Hunt. And then it came out on the 31st. That is a really, really short time. Not to mention, I hadn't finished the script on the 21st, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the script was not done. That is how rushed that video was, in a sense, in that I really, really had to get it done quick. The story changed a couple times, but I always wanted it to be a haunted house type story. Initially, the house was gonna be the Moshi Monsters game, who had taken the form of the house, and I was still homeless, living behind Albertsons. But I decided that maybe wasn't the most practical of things, and just having it be in the house too after coming back for revenge was just simpler and nicer. It also has my favorite design of the Moshling, which is the shorthand for Moshi Monsters Most Theme Park Related Edition with Nintendo 3DS. The eye patch tape and the strings falling down, it strikes a good balance, I think, between the cartoony creepiness of its initial design in Creepypastas Part 1, the destroyed, withered look in Party On, and a genuine kind of creepiness factor, even if it is just a children's game. I just really like the look of the eye patch. And also, I had drawn it with red eyes in every single thumbnail. And the Moshling never had legitimate red eyes. Let me show you. Where is it? Well, that's disappointing. Slight trouble with me showing you it is that I don't know where it is. But finally, I actually painted it with red eyes. And actually, the design of it was one of the first things I decided about the whole thing. See, most of the times when I designed the Moshling, it was in Creepypastas Part 2, quickly with pen and just what I had, because I had been moving around that time. So I just wanted something that looked kind of cartoony and kind of menacing, but really it was more of a joke and a satire on actual creepypastas. Then in Party On, I had destroyed it pretty much in the Creepypastas video. So I needed it to look withered and old and destroyed and crusty, and so I did that with a lot of like scotch tape and string to make it look ooh. Then I decided I wanted an actual genuinely good look. So I cut off some of the string, I put it all behind it, I wrapped a bit around, I put tape on it, and I actually repainted the mouth and the eye so that they glowed red, it looked like. Also, despite the rushed nature of the production, this actually went pretty well for filming it. We got through things pretty quickly, and it went genuinely really well. There was one point, however, all the outside scenes, we knew that the fight scene would be alright because no matter what, that was going to be covered up by music. But it was a kinda windy day, and worst yet, there were people moving out, it looked like, where I live, and that caused so much noise that we just kind of had to wait for when it wasn't as noisy, which was kind of annoying. But we luckily got all the scenes in, and then came editing, you know, standard stuff. I did have to cut out about 5 minutes worth of me and Oscar laying on my ground, stargazing. Just wish I'd kept it in though, because it was genuinely really nice and sweet and kind and whew. Then of course the fight scene has the One Punch Man Season 2 instrumental opening playing, which just goes to show that One Punch Man is awesome because they haven't copyright claimed it yet. I love you, One Punch Man. It's... yes. Also, Hoodie Person number 13, the whole running gag of that's what's Oscar's costume, is just based on the fact that he wears a hoodie, and I thought it'd be kind of funny. It was also kind of based on Free Guy, because Free Guy is a background character, and I thought, well, that'd be kind of funny. My costume is obviously a parody of Doctor Who, but it's also pretty much exactly what I wore once as a Doctor Who costume of the David Tennant Doctor. And then of course, in the final scene where we're actually at the party, you can hear someone yell out, "Yo, is that Hoodie Person number 13? That's Gabby. Gabby is in that video. Credited in the credits, if I'm not wrong, as party goer." Also, I just really liked making the credits of that video. I just drew out simplified lineless versions of everyone, and I made them bounce up and down, and I put over the character name and who played them. And yes, I did do the voice of the Moshling, which, not surprising probably, it's not that crazy of a voice. I just am breathing in a lot, like that pretty much, but also talking. Which initially, I was gonna do what I did in Party On, which was I did that, but I pitched it down and I slowed it down, which worked for the one line that it had in that episode. But even I could barely understand it there. So I decided not to, and I would just, "You get good talking." I just talked normally through that and just didn't edit it much because I thought it would be fine, and it's better that it's more intelligible and like you can actually hear it and make out what he's saying, because I think that's pretty important. And then of course there was the big 2 final videos I made in the year. The Christmas special Gummy video and the Funko vlog. Both of these ideas were done with my partner, and it was just a lot of fun. The Gummy video gave me big flashbacks to making Caking a Bake, which, again, one of my favorite videos I've ever made, and I really liked this one. It had running gags in it, like them being Jewish and me saying Merry Christmas, and it was just fun. The gummies were legitimately terrible, though. I bought that kit in October, so that might have been to blame, but also they were legitimately awful, like horrible. Even the best one at the end, I am still having like flashbacks to. Do not do that. It was genuinely bad. But I legitimately had a wonderful time making that video. I got to mess around with my colored lights, and I just had a lot of fun with it. I just really liked it. And then there was the Funko vlog, which was actually their idea to make. They suggested it, and I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do it. And so we went out, and we had a nice time, and I just wanted the video to be fast-paced and just fun, so what I did was I just filmed like 30 seconds at a time, and then bam, 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 put it all in the timeline, and that's the video. There was barely any editing, barely anything cut out, just an experience, just a snapshot of things that happened in our day, and it was really nice. I actually legitimately really like those 2 videos, and they're some of my favorite I've ever made. I just like them. Now let's talk about some things that didn't happen. Game Olympics 3 originally was gonna be in December. That was gonna be the Christmas video, but it was just hard to schedule it and find out where we would film it or how we would film it or if it would be in person, if it would be online. So I decided to just postpone it for later, probably doing it this summer maybe as a summer games instead of a fall or winter type games. Maybe then I could do the fourth one as spring and we'll have different seasons. But no, legitimately, that was the video I wanted to do, but I just didn't have the time. And then there was the Spider-Man video where I reviewed all the Spider-Man movies. That was based mostly off memory, and that was just a rank really, not really a review. I wanted that video initially to be me rewatching and reviewing every Spider-Man movie before No Way Home came out. And then it just didn't end up happening. I didn't have all the Spider-Man movies. However, hint, hint, I am making that video where I review every Spider-Man movie. Hint, hint. In fact, I have a couple of big plans for 2022. February, I'm calling Spider-Man's, which you probably understand now, and you'll see why more soon. I mean, it's almost February, let's be honest. And the summer, I have 2 big videos planned. One of them, Game Olympics, potentially. But then I have another one, which, little hints, little crumbs, little things. 2021 was really emblematic of the start and end of a few things. It started me working less on a schedule and having more fun with just making the videos I wanted to make. And it also ended a few things. I put to rest the Moshi Monster story that year, which, yes, that is a confirmation that in the haunt of Moshi Monsters, we killed it. That's it. That's the ending. So, I'm excited for the next story to tell. 2022 is going to have not that much different, let's be real. 2021 was fun, and I really liked it, so I'm just going to try and do it again. There won't be much of a schedule, really, so don't expect weekly videos or something like that. They're just going to come out as I want them to, as I have ideas for them, and it'll keep things fun and engaging and interesting for me. And I'm hopeful that I get to make all the big videos that I want to this year, and I'm hopeful that this year we'll have genuinely better videos. I mean, I already really like the Moon Knight video I made, and I like this idea for a video. And looking back, I'm hopeful that 2022 I can think of like 2021, except I hope there isn't a 1 or 2 videos I didn't like. I hope there is just videos I liked, which hopefully there will be. I'm personally pretty hopeful for this year in terms of my videos, and well, I can't wait to see where they go. And I'm hopeful that you'll come along for the ride. It'd be pretty nice if you did. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll get rid of the plain white background that's just my wall. Maybe I'll stand in front of the shelves and make it look pizzazzy. I can't wait to see where this year goes, and I hope you'll stand by me for it. So yeah, that's about it. Can't wait to see what happens. Until next time, see ya.